And we are live. Welcome to Annie's Flock Live, weekly live, or welcome back to our weekly live. My name is Annie. And on this Saturday morning, the topic that was chosen for this live was my budgies story. So you will most likely hear my birds the whole time because I'm in the bird room right now. You'll understand part of the story why I'm here, and I opened my budgies cage and they're eating right now. So I don't know if they're going to come out, but I have some spray millets here and hopefully I'll be able to have them come over and see me. Yeah, we'll see if we can get those budgies in this live. It's getting warm in here. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so where I live in the part of Canada, it's fall now, so the mornings are really chilly, but then in the afternoon it gets warmer. Anyways, short story long, or long story short. My heat is not on in the house, but I have a little heater in the bird room because it was a little bit cold this morning. Okay, anyways, I digress here. Let's go back to the subject of the day. My budgie story. So I have two budgies, Baby Blue and Tit Fluff. It's a male and a female. And I started this journey, this bird journey 3 years ago with Baby Blue, a little bit more than 3 years ago, with 3 years and a few months, whatever, it doesn't matter. With Baby Blue, my little budgie. So basically what happened, I had two cats at that time, didn't have birds. But I've always liked birds. I had budgies when I was younger, but I really didn't know what to do with them, I guess. Anyway, so one day I'm at the pet store. Yeah, I did what I tell people not to do, by the way. So I was at the pet store for my daughter. She had mice, I believe, at that time. Yeah, we love animals here. It's a thing. So yeah, I believe she had mice. So we were at the pet store to buy some food for her mice. And I saw this cute little white, blue, and black. He's mostly white. If you've seen pictures or videos on my YouTube, you know, he's mostly white, but mostly white with a little bit of like light blue and a little bit of black. So he's eating right now. So he's not going to come towards me, like he really doesn't care. Hopefully they'll come out. The cage is open. Maybe I can just turn this around for the people that it's their first time here. I'm just going to turn it around because I'm in the bird room right now. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. Can you guys see this? So this is Olive's cage, and then in the middle, that's my budgie's cage. Anyways, so yeah. Okay, let's back to me. Oh, here we are. So yeah, the cage is open, so we'll see if they're gonna come see me during the live. That would be nice. But yeah, I started 3 years ago, 3 years-ish with Baby Blue. I saw this cute little budgie, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I literally fell in love with that budgie. And I bought the budgie with a cage and some toys and spray millet and some seeds. And I came back home with this. And I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. I was like, okay, where I'm going to put this bird, because I had two cats at the time. I don't have my cats anymore. They're with my oldest daughter now. But I was literally not knowing, oh, maybe Baby Blue is going to come see me. Let's see. He's out of his cage now. Do you want to come see me? Come on, baby. Come on, Baby Blue. You just had food, so maybe he's not really. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. I think it's the ring light. He doesn't like it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby blue. You were almost here. People want to see you. Oh, hi, baby blue. So that is baby blue, my little male budgie. Look how cute he is. Now I'm going to be full of spray millet. Oh, now the girlfriend wants to show up. Come on, the girlfriend. And this is to Fluff, my other budgies. So those are my little babies. Yes. Oh, you guys are doing great. You like spray millets. They love spray millet. Anyway, so, okay, I'm just going to talk while I have these babies here. There you go. Okay, so I started with baby blue. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to put it so that it's safe for the cats. Anyway, so I figure out where to put it. The cage isn't big. I kept it as a spare cage just in case, and I can use it also to bring them outside. But I do have a video that I talk about it on my YouTube channel, actually, how it's not suitable for budgies. I really don't think so. I really prefer the flight cage. He's really having a blast here, and the girlfriend is coming back. Okay. So I really prefer the flight cage that I have. Are you okay? Are you okay? So I started with baby blue, and then this is just who I am. I like when I start something or acquire something or what, I like to know what I'm doing. And he was so fearful. He was coming from a pet store, so I had really no idea, no history of him. Oh, I'm full of spray millet. But first thing, I wanted to figure out if he was a baby or an adult. And was it a female or a male? Because I had no idea. And then I realized by doing some research that he was a tiny little baby. He was probably like, at the max, 3 months old. And then I couldn't really figure out if he was a male or a female just yet. Because it's the cere on their beak that's showing. And actually his mutation, his cere will never turn royal blue like a typical male would. So I would have never known, really. Okay, what's the fight here? There's enough for both of you guys. I have more if you want more. I'm glad you guys can see it. Anyway, so he was really fearful. So I figured out he was young and all that jazz. And then I started doing more research on how to tame him. And this is when I started discovering everything about birds, all the things I was doing wrong. Okay, they're done, I think. Oh, you want to come back? Okay. Everything that I was doing wrong. So first, all the toys I had were all plastic, I believe. I had a mirror in the cage. I had to get rid of that. I changed all the toys. Then my second step was I realized that I was not feeding them properly. So I started working on a better, a more healthy diet, which there's so much information out there. And let me know if you want me to do like a live on what I feed them now, because it has, oh, sit fluff. Sorry, she was bugging my Indian ringneck. So yeah, that was not great. Okay, come on, baby blue. You're done? Anyway, so sorry, this is being I'm very distracted right now with all the chaos happening. So I really realized that I was doing this wrong. So I started changing the diet, but there's so much information out there. Oh, okay. Do you want to come back here? There's more, I think. Not really. You have the whole thing. Maybe later, baby blue, okay? Maybe later. You flew on my head. So I started working on the diet conversion. That was crazy journey. And then I changed the cage. I went from that small cage to a flight cage. And then my partner at the time A few months later, when I knew a little bit more what I was doing, and I started to tame Baby Blue a little bit more. I wouldn't say they're perfectly tamed because what happened is I kind of it wasn't my fault. It was my partner at the time. He got me a gift. Okay, you want to come? You want to come, baby? Come on. Okay. He got me a gift. I came back from work around one day, and Tit Fluff was in the old cage in the bird room. Well, back then it was the living room, but in the bird room. And I was like, okay, what is going on here? But she's the cutest little thing. Like, seriously, look at her. She's so freaking cute. I love her mutation. Like, she's adorable. So same thing, very young. I wasn't able to see if it was a male or a female because the cere was just like baby color. Now clearly she's a female. It's like brownish. I don't know if you can see that, but it's clearly a female now. So okay, can you guys go on the same hand though? Because seriously, this is crazy a little bit. So, and then slowly I had a lot of work to do with her as well, but then I introduced, and I only had them at that time, right? I slowly introduced them to one another, and they bonded really quickly. And I saw really quickly that, oh, I got a male and a female. So it's been hard for me to tame them because they're so bonded that they don't really care about me. If I don't have spray millet in my hand, they just won't. I'm just going to move this down a little bit so that you guys can see them properly instead of me holding them out like this, like, look, oh, okay, sorry. Oh my gosh, there's so much spray millet over here, you guys. So what was I saying? Those babies are a little bit distracting. Oh, baby. So yeah, I've been struggling to tame them because they're so bonded that they don't really care about me. They really don't. So, hey, no fight, you guys. What are you doing? Why are you guys fighting? But they're always together, always. The other thing is I don't have my other birds out at the same time because I would have to really, okay, here, want to come on my hand? No, okay. I have to like really monitor because they tend to gang on because there's two of them on my other birds, which is not great. And then my other birds can really hurt them because they're much bigger. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up so you can see them. They're having a blast. They usually don't get that much spray millet, but just for you guys, I'm doing a little special. Let me know in the comments if you have birds. I'd like to know. Okay, you guys are crazy. Oh my Lord. So yeah, so this is how it happened. So I always say to people, do your research before getting a bird. Don't impulse buy like I did, but oh well, it is what it is. That's what I've done. But they're not unhappy. They fly around. So what I like about them is that I give them spray millet only. They don't get spray millet in their cage. It's only from my hand. So it's pretty easy for me to have them out and have them go back in because it's easy. Almost as soon as I show the spray millet, they'll come towards me. Come on, baby. Okay. They'll come towards me and then I can just put them back in. Now, the thing is, I've been struggling to teach them trick, just like Olive, my black-head conure, and Lucy, my Indian ringneck, because there's two of them and I can't really separate them. They're always together. So it's a little bit difficult to really teach them stuff. But they're tame enough for me. Okay, you guys, they're tame enough for me to be able to, live with them as they are bonded. I can get them in and out of their cage as I want. I don't struggle about it. They don't, it's just pretty easy. Now, one thing that is, and the reason why I'm actually in the bird room, which my two other birds are pretty quiet. This is very interesting. But the reason why I'm in the bird room right now is because they've been in that bird room for a very long time. I have a door here, so I can turn it a little bit. So here in the hallway, there's a door that I can close. And I installed this because back then I had the two cats, and they would not give up, especially one of them. She was kind of a little bit of a hunter. So it was really a struggle. So I had to keep that door closed almost at all times so that the cats wouldn't come in unless I was there with them looking. So for a few years, the cats, I had the cats until last spring. So I want to say for about a couple of years. Okay, that's it, eh? For about a couple of years, oh my gosh, there's so much spray millet. They're going back into their cage now. For about a couple of years, they were just in that room, right? So I've been trying to get them through the hallway. So with spray millet or food, mostly food, because let's be honest, food is a big motivator. And they just love spray millet. I tried, but as soon as I step into the hallway, they're really scared and they just fly back here. I mean, this used to be my living room. It's the biggest room of the house. So they're not unhappy and they have plenty of space to fly around. It is. It's like the size of 2 bedrooms, really. So it's really big. So they have plenty of room to fly when I let them out. And then when they're not out there in their cage, they have this huge flight cage also that they can fly in it. So they're not unhappy. But I would like to be able to get them outside in the rest of the house, but they just won't. So I'm hoping, oh, I can't speak, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm hoping that eventually I'll be able to get them outside of the bird room to bring them on the other side, because I'm thinking that it's going to be easier for me to train them to do stuff if they are separated. I may be wrong, but I have to try it. But I just can't right now because they won't go outside of that room, and they're together, that they fly as a flock, like they're just always together and so bonded that so far it didn't happen. But I'm still working on that. It's a work in progress. I'd love to teach them to go in a backpack, but same thing. I may be wrong again, but anyways, I think that it might be easier one at a time. But again, I may be wrong. Maybe both. It would be a good thing because there's always one that's a little bit more or likes to take risks a little bit more, that is less scared of stuff. So, and then the other one follows. So, but lately I've been working with Lucy a lot. So Olive is trying to go in the backpack, no problem. Lucy, she goes in, but I can't close the door yet. So I'm working on her. And then once she's fully trained, I'm going to try the budgies together. And then if it doesn't work, I'll have to wait. Anyways, I digress a little bit, but that's mostly the story of my budgies. Basically, it was not what I recommend to do to get a bird. I always say, do your research and do not give a bird as a gift. Now, the other thing is my partner at that time thought Baby Blue is alone when we're both at work and the kids are in school. So poor thing, he's alone. Let's get him a buddy or a friend. So I guess that was his reasoning behind it. It's not a bad thing. It's not. They're really happy together and content. But it's harder for me to train them, right? To have a relationship with them because I'm a third wheeler in that story, right? So it's a little bit difficult in regards to this, but it's not a bad thing. They have each other and they're happy together, and that's fine. But if you are thinking, my point here, I guess, if you are thinking of getting a bird or a buddy for your bird that you already have, it's fine. It's a good idea. You just have to keep in mind, though, that this might change your relationship with your bird. And if your relationship is not really established with your bird, and whatever bird that may be, like mine wasn't really established with Baby Blue. We were just starting to, kind of work together. At first, he was so scared, like he wouldn't even get outside of his cage. Like, it was crazy. Do you want to come? You want to come? No? Okay. You're pretty full, eh? It was hard to even get him out of the cage. So it was a little bit of work. Okay, come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Okay. Here. I'll give you some. I'll give you some. No? We'll wait. Okay, Baby Blue. Come on. Come on, Baby Blue. Okay. No? 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 Okay, come on. Come on, baby. Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. You're back, little baby. What was I saying? I can't remember. What was I saying, Baby Blue? You distracted me. I really can't remember. This is the pleasure of being live, right? So it's not a bad idea. Oh yeah, I was talking about having a second bird. It's not a bad idea. You just have to think about the fact that they may bond, or they may bond with the other bird rather than with you, which is not a bad thing in itself, right? But your relationship may change, and then you might have a little bit of a hard time to tame the second one or to train them. Whatever you want to do with your bird, what type of relationship you want to have with them, that's what you need to think about. The other thing I want to say, what time is it? We still have a little bit of time. You're so cute. Like, I really want to pet you, but really you don't want me to pet you. See, like they're not tame, just like Olive, my black-cape conure. Tit Fluff, I don't know what she's doing. Are you okay, baby? You're eating so much right now, dude. This is crazy, right? This is some crazy. He's so cute. Look at him. He's so freaking cute. Oh my God. He's real cute. So basically their story, in short, is I had them very young from a pet store. So completely untamed. You cannot have more untamed than this. I don't think they've never been held by anyone. Like, they were so scared of everything. They were scared of humans. They're still scared of hens a little bit. They don't like it. When I have spray millet, we're good, but that's pretty much the only time they will like be on me. Are you okay? Come on. They won't step up. I mean, I've spent a lot of time teaching Baby Blue at the beginning step up, but my knowledge about how to train birds was very limited, and I've seen stuff online that was not okay, like pushing against their stomach to force them to step up. Yeah, I did that at the beginning and then realized this is such a bad idea. What are people even saying? So they don't step up, but it doesn't matter because they'll come to me, right? So see, they'll come to me, so it's fine. They'll fight. Oh, one last thing I want to talk about them. I keep saying they're bonded, they're lovers, they just really love each other so much. That's my female, and it's a male and a female. So I saw them mate. And this is when I was like, oh, because baby blue, because of this mutation, he will never have that blue cere. I think she got scared by my hand. You will never get that blue cere. It's always going to look like, baby blue is always going to look like a little baby budgie, never like an adult. Even his eyes are like dark, like a baby budgie because of his mutation. Come on. I don't know if you can see, but how his eyes are super dark. He's always going to look like this. So I didn't know he was a male, right? Until I saw his behavior with Titfluff, and he's chatting with a male, like always, like in her face. Like when you see his body language with her, it's clear that it's a male. And then I saw them mating. And I started to panic because I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to have baby budgies. I don't know what to do with this. I don't want to have baby budgies because I don't know what I'm doing here. But they started mating, and I really thought, when they became like adult. And then I was like, okay, that's it. I think they're going to have babies. So I started to looking into it, just to be prepared in case it happens. I even bought a breeding box just in case. And then I started reading and watching videos and educating myself even more. And then I realized that if I don't want to have babies, which in my opinion is the right thing to do, there's ways to do that. So if you do have bonded male and female budgies or other birds, there's ways to prevent them from having babies. So their body is going to tell them when they're ready to have babies, when it's time to have babies. And I'm not sure about the other type of parrots, but I know budgies, the female, I'm sorry, I keep looking at them because they're on top of my Conyers cage. The female will choose, even if they mate, that does not mean that she's going to produce eggs. She's going to choose when it's time for her, and time, safe, and a good, the environment is good to lay eggs and have a clutch. So there's things you can do to prevent this. Like, for example, having them 12 hours of sleep. So you try to mimic what's in the wild and prevent in the wild what happens, what triggers them to say, oh, let's have babies. So you're trying to prevent this. Oh, hi. Oh, you're back. So today we're talking about my budgies. So you missed a little bit of it. They have been eating spearmint like crazy. So they're super full. They're over there and they're just chilling together. But you'll be able to rewatch this if you want, because I'll leave it on the channel once it's downloaded. So you'll be able to look it up. Yeah, so what I was saying about both my budgies is that it's a male and a female. And I've been working on not having little babies because they're really bonded. And so far, I'm a little bit more than 3 years in with them, and it's been working. So there are ways to prevent this. So for example, in the wild, they will, their body is going to tell them, okay, let's make babies when the days are getting longer. And to prevent that, you give them 12 hours of sleep and you just keep it like that. 11, sometimes mine will get 11 just because of my schedule, which is fine, but you don't want to go around 8, 9, even 10, I want to say would be dangerous, because this is when it's going to tell them, oh, it's mating season, the days are getting longer, we're going to have more food. Now, this is leading to my second point, food. The diet is really important. I always give the same thing. Sorry, I'm going to read this. Yes, I will rewatch. I like your style and just with your work taking care of your dear ones. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes, I really appreciate that. You like the work that I do. Thank you. Yes, so food is really important with your birds. I always give them the same amount of food. I can do a video about this if you guys want. Let me know, and I can totally do a live or a video or whatever about how I feed my birds, how I calculate how much I give them. But they always get the same amount of food, and it's and I try to restrict the amount of high food that is high in calorie. Because again, if they get a lot of food that is high in calorie, it's going to trigger in their body to say, okay, it's time to have babies because we're going to be able to feed them. So I'm not starving my birds. I'm just not giving them more than what they need. And if I weight my bird also almost every, well, my budgies, not every single day, like I want to say a couple times a week. And if I see that their weight is going to be lower, I'm going to give them more food. Or I'm going to really look at it to see, because sometimes it changes with the season, right? But I will also look to make sure that it doesn't start dropping and dropping and dropping, because that could be a sign of illness. But sometimes they'll drop a little bit depending on which season we are. And then I'll give a little bit more food. If I do give more food, I'm going to give them more of the fresh food. So the mix of veggies that they get in the morning, because it's not high in calorie, or pellet. I give them, and the pellets that I give them is not high in calorie either. There's no fillers or peanuts or any of that crap, but I will not give them more seeds. They do get a little bit of seeds. This one, I'm going to keep it at the same level, because that could trigger them to want to have babies. The other thing, anything that triggers hormonal behaviors like bells, mirrors, what else that I'm thinking? Nesting box, dark corners, little hut, anything like that, that would nesting material that they would want to nest and have babies. They don't have any of that. They don't need a hut to sleep in. I just get rid of all of this to make sure that they don't it's not triggering hormonal behaviors as well. Let's see here. Watch. God bless you. That's why God sent the mother on earth. You really take care. I appreciate you are working hard. I pray for you. Make you more strong to care of your birds. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, listen, I'm a little bit past 30 minutes. I tried to keep those short, and I pretty much went around the entire subject of my budgies story. So you can rewatch it on replay as soon as it's downloaded. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and look up for the poll that comes up on Thursday. I was late this week. I did it on Friday. I had a crazy week, but there's always a poll every week, either Thursday or Friday, under the post tabs, where you can vote for the topic of your choice for the weekly live. And I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye.